But the concert, there was something I wanted to touch on, but so the concert was like all of like bands that like our parents would have listened to, Weezer, Fall Out Boy, and Green Day, music that I also listened to as a kid. And God, these guys are fucking old now.
Yeah.
Like
Weezer especially.
Weezer especially. Their drummer looks like your uncle, who's like not your uncle specifically, but an uncle who's like older than your dad, who like is in the same generation as him, but looks old. Like he had like a neck, like old. He had like an old guy neck. He was bald with like gray, like fuzzy hair. It was bad. The front man Rivers still looked pretty good. He had a mullet and a mustache on.
Did they play the Hey, yeah, it's automatic? Do you know that song?
No,
I think it's called Automatic.
That's
like the only Weezer song I like. Thanks.
Interesting. Only Weezer song you like?
No, not like, but only one I can like recollect.
For sure.
I know and love a lot of Weezer songs, but that's like the one.
Yeah, Weezer was the one I was most excited for, really. But they went second in the night, so like it was still like daylight out, and so by the time night falls, the sun set around like halfway through the Fall Out Boy set. So
was it just those three?
Fall Out Boy. It was opened by the Interrupters, which is a smaller band, which I actually really liked too. But
dude, I was just listening to Fall Out Boy. Sugar We're Going Down.
Oh, beautiful.
Banger.
Beautiful live too.
Banger.
Fall Out Boy. So like with all three of these bands, they have their old shit and their new shit. And for Weezer and Green Day, I like both of I like pretty much all of the stuff they make. But for Fall Out Boy especially, I really don't like their new stuff.
Really?
And so like through their new songs, I'm actually just like actively like bored and just like, ugh.
Really?
Yeah, like the one that played at the end of Big Hero 6, Centuries. Like
that was Fall Out Boy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And like, well, because they make the songs that go on the big movies now.
Yeah.
That's like their whole thing. And like just some of their newer songs just really got to me. But their old songs were really big bangers. And they're shooting fire. Nice. And fireworks. The guitarist had a flamethrower attached to his guitar. It was an exciting time. And then Green Day just comes out playing American Idiot. You ever heard American Idiot?
Of course.
Yeah. And you know, the opening line is, I don't want to be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new media. And it got me thinking. The whole song is about not being propagandized to, or not being like controlled by the media.
Right.
And that came out. It's very applicable today. It came out in
2004?
2004. Exactly. Yeah. 2004. 17 years ago. And it just feels so interesting that that era of feeling like the news is like being too politicized started like in like after like 9/11.
Before internet media.
Yeah. And
well, maybe.
And it hasn't changed. It's still a problem today.
Damn.
And that even, this is something I was also going to mention like a few weeks ago. On Hulu, I was rewatching a show called Raising Hope, which is just like this family sitcom. Fucking guy gets a serial killer pregnant and like raises the baby after she's executed. The specifics aren't important, but in this one episode where all the characters have to come up with like an invention, this old senile grandma who's like a big comic relief character, like in her like 100s or something like that. She says like, I have an idea. We should come up with a 24-hour news cycle so that to keep everyone informed. And then she's like, wait, that's a terrible idea because it'll just like water down the news and make every small event extremely politicized. And that was in 2009. It just like it. I mean, it makes me.
That's what shit is now.
It is, and like it's exactly what we're talking about now. But like, if you had pulled any of those lines, if American Idiot was written today, you'd be like, yeah, they're talking about the Fox and CNNs of the world right now.
Aged perfectly.
And it's just crazy that we've been battling this for 20 years, and it feels like we're saying the same shit. And like, it's not.
That's kind of crazy, actually.
It is. It's just it's crazy.
Shit has not changed.
Yeah, we're still.
It all started with fucking Bush. God damn it! It's all fucking George W's fault.
Just like Patriot. I mean, like I've taken a lot of time to study like the political areas and like the years in which that really shaped what we see now, mainly the 70s and the early 2000s being 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really interesting. But what is what's the word? Good to see, I should say, is that across the board, all news media organizations, mainstream news media organizations, have like had terrible ratings over the past 4 months or 5 months.
Yeah, you know why?
I can
Orange Man not on screen.
Yeah, they have just been they've been tanking. And
yeah, I believe
laying off people and like cutting down, and it is beautiful to see.
Because for 4 years they were riding their high horses, covering the same shit every day.
Yeah, they had.
And now that they can't do that anymore.
Yeah. And they're still talking
Well-
about him, just trying to get their numbers up. And he's not even doing shit. Like sometimes he'll say some stupid shit and like they'll be like, look at that. And then sometimes he'll just be like, we got a picture of him.
Yeah.
Look at this. He's such a fucking goat. Or
It's funny enough. This loops back to the beginning of this fucking show. That's the same thing with late night.
Yeah.
All those fucking late night people were on Trump for 4 years straight, and
Yep.
now they're not.
Trevor Noah, I see all these clips about him just talking about Trump constantly. And it is funny how when YouTube recommends late night shows, they typically get ratioed, like
Yeah.
especially if they're about politics, they get ratioed to hell. And just the comments, I'm just sifting through it. It's just hilarious. It's just like people was clowning on them for still talking about the former president.
It was kind of weird. Yesterday at work, I saw on like the TV they were playing. I don't even know if it was like a big news source, just like some news thing. And I saw like an interview with Trump. Like I saw his face, and I was like, I have not seen that man on TV in 5 months.
Right?
Literally.
Yeah, he hasn't done any like big
like
media
as soon as he
appearances.
lost, he just like off the face of the earth.
Yeah,
So weird.
just like hid away in a mansion somewhere.
like zero anything of him.
Well, he's been spotted at stuff, but he hasn't like gone on media. Like
Yeah.
famously, he was at UFC 264 in
Really?
Vegas, and
That was just like a
it was
month ago.
it was a big thing actually. Addison Rae was there because she was like she had just been like talking with their marketing team, and she got to be like a reporter for the night, which stirred up a lot of controversy.
Really?
Yeah, just people
I want
saying
a bad
dumb shit.
bitch.
Well, she's posts on Instagram or something like that, like got to work for the UFC today, and everyone's just like, people work way harder in broadcast journalism, and they don't get the
Oh,
opportunity.
shit.
Yeah, stupid shit like that.
Oh shit.
And then another one
It's
was
not real journalism. It's a PR stunt. They want-
Exactly.
it's not that. It's not that deep. It ain't
yes,
that deep.
yes, exactly. And another thing was that she went up. Donald Trump was sitting ringside next to Dana White. And she went up to like introduce herself, and she shook his hand and like said like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you" and all that. And people were clowning on her too,
Yeah.
for that. And so he was there, and he met like a lot of important figures. Like Joe Rogan was talking about how he met him for the first time. He like came over to the commentator booth with Joe Rogan sitting cage side and
Wow.
shook Donald Trump's hand.